y'all, this is Ms. Cagle, and this is the lecture video for Unit 5, the Job Research Field Interview Assignment. So for this unit, at this point, you've learned a lot about what you need to know in order to type, submit, and format important documents you need in the workforce. You learned about letters and memos, you learned about technical reports, instruction reports, and even an overall oral presentation. Moving forward, we're going to be looking at specific things that you will benefit from in order to be successful in the career of your choice. One aspect that you need to be prepared to do is to talk to other people. And so because of that, you are going to be doing job research for this unit, specifically talking to a person in a field that you are interested in and interviewing them. So you should have gotten my announcement 2 units ago in order to start looking for someone to interview. Because of that, you should already have lined up someone to interview for this unit. So I'm going to go over kind of the expectations for the interview, some things you need to think about. As per usual, make sure that you are looking at the breakdown for the week, and obviously the dates are going to be different than what you see on this video because this video is going to be different for each semester, but the course requirement for this unit will be the same. So as you know, all of our work is due either Thursday or Sunday. So by Thursday of this week, you needed to have conducted your interview and sent a follow-up email by Thursday. You also need to have watched this video, which you're doing now, and then do the quick write for the interviews on assignment as well. So let's go ahead and go over all of the assignments, make sure that you understand what you need to be talking about. So if we look at the interview quick write assignment first, you simply need to summarize what you learned in this lecture video and the reading for the week in 1 to 2 paragraphs. Some things I think are important to remember about interviews is that you need to formulate questions that you will actually get detailed information out of and not just yes or no. So you don't want to ask a question like, do you like being a mechanic? Yes or no. Instead, you want to have questions that they can actually give you clarifying information. Like, what is one of the drawbacks of being a mechanic? You don't want to make your questions all very positive, but you want to have a mixture of questions that elicit positive information, but also things that you might learn from, because the goal of this is to see whether or not you actually want to be in the field that you are interviewing for. So that's something to think about as well. So for your pre-interview activity, you are going to download this information sheet. Let me pull that up. We're going to do it in the same window, make life easier for us here. So what you're going to do is you're going to download, fill this out, and resubmit it. Obviously, the date is not going to be the same. I need to fix that before I turn it in. You're going to put what their name is, what their place of employment, a couple sentences that explains why you're choosing this person, and then the 8 to 10 questions you will be asking this person. So like I said before, you want your questions to be something that they can answer with yes or no questions. Without yes or no questions. So you can have some that are yes or no, or some that are like 1 or 2 words, like how long have you been in the field? But maybe have a follow-up question for that, like how long have they been in the field? How long have you been in the field? But also, what is the reason you stay in the field for as long as you have? You can ask about their education. So what education did you have to become a mechanic? But then also maybe ask a follow-up question of what did you learn? What was something that you learned while in school that you can still apply to the job today? Or what do you wish you would have been taught in school? So make sure, and that is something I will be looking for when I grade this assignment, is whether or not your questions can be answered in 1 to 2 words. If they can be answered in 1 to 2 words or a short phrase, you will lose points. So make sure if you ask questions like, how long have you been a mechanic? Make sure that in the same frame, so for question number 2, how long have you been a mechanic? But then you also you also have a clarifying question, what keeps you in the field that long? Something to that effect. That way you're having a conversation. An interview is a conversation between yourself and the other person. So if you are having this conversation, you want to be able to learn as much as you can from it. All right, let's close that down. Sorry about that. We'll bring this back up here. All right. So that's the pre-interview activity. The interview follow-up email. The expectation is, and like I've mentioned to you guys before, you need to have correspondence with people that is professional and that is worthy of the job that you have. So this isn't like a quick text. So even if you are interviewing your uncle who runs the mechanic shop that you hope to work for and own one day, please don't just text him, thanks for the interview, man. That's not professional. You can send him an email from your school email address. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to send a follow-up email to whoever you emailed them that thank them for the opportunity for you to interview them. This interview needs to be in person. It needs to be face to face. You cannot just simply send them the document, have them type the answers in and send it back. You need to have it, or it does not need to be over the phone. You need to have a face-to-face conversation with these people. So you have until the due date of this assignment to get the follow-up email sent. It needs to be grammatically correct and follow professional email guidelines that you learned in Unit 1. So make sure for this assignment that you look at the red number 7. That will indicate what day you must have the email sent by. Now, I do not need the actual assignment because turned in until the 24th, but the email must be sent by the 21st. You want to email them the day you do the interview when you get home. You don't want to wait 2 or 3 days to send a follow-up email. So you're simply going to screenshot the email and turn that screenshot in here. You're going to do a reflection on the interview, what you learned. And then lastly, you're going to do the field interview assignment. So I'm going to show you the student sample for that and go over what you need. So for the field interview assignment, you are going to, at the top, you're doing a memo. So you're going to do your memorandum with a date, to, from, and subject. You need an introduction of why you are interviewing this person. And then you need a summary of the interview, of what you gained from it, what the purpose is of that person that you are interviewing, what makes them special, all of those things. Then you're going to outline your questions and responses, and then you'll have a conclusion. So make sure all of these things are in and that it is grammatically correct and that everything is what it is. Your secret word for this interview video is be business. The secret word is be business. B-E-E, business. All right. Hopefully this helped you to understand what you need to do for the field interview assignment for Unit 5. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Thanks, guys.